That this is an experiment that I started earlier in the year. I was given a bag of Spanish onions and they started to go bad. Spanish onions are keepers, they will stay good for very long, but they started to go bad. And I'm like, well, I don't want to throw them away. So I planted them. I used what I could off the tops and I planted the bottoms. And of all things, they grew very well. It made each one I put in, made 5 of these. And you can see down here where others were attached down at the bottom. So each bulb made 5 to 6 of these. And since I was experimenting and not planning on, seeing what I could do, they went to seed. Says I wanted to see how the seed would affect them. Also, if you divide these up, they get bigger, but I didn't divide them up. I left them in a circle, and they all grew, and they went to seed. So some of them flopped over, were in the way of the lawnmower, so they got cut off, but some of them stayed, and some of them are actually making bulbets that are very similar to Egyptian onions. So those bulbs sets will be planted this fall. I'm going to see if any seeds grow. But this is the onion. This one had a bad spot in it. I don't know if you can see that little area. It had something try to take a bite out of it. And so I peeled it and I've cut what's left and I cut out the bad spot. But most of them are a fairly, a medium-sized onion. And again, if they were separated earlier, they would have gotten larger. But as it is, you had 5 onions coming out of one. But I've got now a whole bunch of these, and I have a whole bunch of seeds I'm going to try to plant. And as the tops die, I get onions. And this is from onions that were already going bad. They were already getting soft, so I cut the bottoms off and I just stuck them in the ground. And it's free onions. They're growing in amongst my Jerusalem artichokes. They're growing in amongst the basil. They're growing in amongst the oregano. They're stuck a little bit of everywhere. But guess what? I get free onions, and maybe these will grow and be onions next year. And I know that if I have any more onions that start to get a little bit soft, I can stick them in the ground and regrow them. Hey, what's not to love about free food?